There we go. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Have a nice seat. Just settle in. I know I feel really stiff from all the goings on. There are lots of people here, lots of craziness, and I'm sure at your houses too. So settle in and just close your eyes. Find your breath. Just play with your breath for a moment. You can change it up, you can lengthen it, you can pause here and there, just do whatever, just to bring your attention to the breath, whatever you can. I'm calling today's class Unconventional Yoga. So you get to be creative and do things within a framework. Therefore, I'm not going to tell you everything to do. You get to decide. I'll give you ideas. And that's what's going to make it a little unconventional. That way you can tailor it to what you're needing this morning. Sometimes I like to do this. I ask myself, what can I do for my mind today? What can I do for my body today? What can I do for my spirit today? What can I do for my relationships today? Sometimes this is the one that I forget to do, and that's what can I do for my creativity today and my passion. Hopefully this morning yoga practice will take care of a few of those and maybe get the creative juices running for you to think of a few more things that you can do today to satisfy one of those: mind, body, spirit, relationships, creativity, passion. We have a well-balanced life. We feed all of those things. Please bring hands to heart center. And if we are taking care of our mind, body, spirit, relationships, creativity, and passion, we will notice that there's always grace around us, within others. And there's lots of beauty in the world. Please lower your hands, open your eyes, and just start to move your shoulders, maybe your head. Just kind of Do whatever feels good. Maybe do a couple twists. You get to decide what feels good. You can stretch out the side body. Close your eyes and see what needs attention. Feel your body from a movement standpoint. You have a spider? Yeah, go ahead and kill him. Connor found a bug the other day and he picked it up and I squished it. I usually take him outside and he's like, Grandma. I'm like, well. Oh, goodness. Good. And when you feel like you're ready, come on up to all fours and curl your toes under and just move back and forward, stretching out the feet and the wrists a little bit. Check out how your knees are feeling. You'll feel it. Ankles, feet, toes, knees, maybe shoulders, wrists. And then just explore if you turn your fingers out a little bit. Maybe you move forward and back and side to side, just kind of feeling those wrist joints that way. And just keep moving forward and back. And whatever feels good today. And then move the hands so the fingers point inward, so inner spiral. And again, move forward and back and side to side if that feels good. You get to choose how far back and how far forward you go. Good. And then go ahead and turn the hands all the way out. Maybe the fingers point back. I like to walk my knees a little closer for this variation because it is a deep stretch in your wrist. And it's a very subtle movement forward and back. Stretching out the wrist. Good. And then turn the hands back forward. And start into a few cow cats. And this is unconventional cow cats. You can move side to side. You can move forward and back, whatever feels good. Just be mindful. And then pause. Swivel your right foot to the side. Your knee stays there. Extend the left leg long and stretch up to a little side plank and do some different movements here too. Just explore a little bit. Good. And then Come on back and switch sides. Keep breathing, but really explore in the body. Good. Come back to center. Bring your knees wide and sit back to a child's pose. And you can choose where you want your hands, where you want your bum. Maybe move the arms a little bit from different positions. See how it feels. Move your bum side to side. You get to choose. You can even do the little tricep stretch. Your elbows down, side to side. If you feel like being still, so be it. And then make your way back up to all fours. And you get to choose whether you do down dog on blocks or just on the floor. You feeling tight, you might do it on the blocks, but come up to downward facing dog. And just think of it as an unconventional dog. You can move any way you want. Maybe swing your hips side to side. You can walk it out, whatever feels tight. That's what you need to work on. And then try this. Extend your right leg and think of it as an octopus tentacle and just move it around. Maybe wrap it around the other leg, move it to the side. You can pretend like there's a fire hydrant there if you're a dog, whatever works. Explore a little bit with that tentacle. And warming up the hip. Bring that foot down and switch. And bring that foot down. And walk your feet up to your hands. And come to a forward fold there. And just play with finding all four corners of your feet, maybe bending and straightening your knees a little bit. Maybe doing a twist or two. And forward fold. I like to pretend like I'm a rag doll sometimes. Shake your head no, shake your head yes. Whatever feels good today, that's what I want you to do. And then slowly, however you want to get there, come on up to standing. And then moving however you want. You can lock your elbows, you can stretch up, you can rock side to side. You can warm up your shoulders by making loops, whatever feels good. And open the heart and close it. Wrap your arms, whatever feels good. I just want you to explore different sensations in each of the poses. Good. And then slowly fold back down however you can. Pretend like you're a waterfall if you want. Coming down, forward fold. Sway forward and back and side to side a little bit, just feeling all parts of your legs and feet engaged, and how that translates to the other parts of your body, hips, glutes. And then step back to a downward facing dog again. And bring your feet a little closer together. Bring the right foot up and step it to the outside of the left. You might have to scoot your feet over a little bit so it's like your shins are crossed. Yeah, so shins are crossed. There you go. And then just move forward to a plank like that. And push back to downward facing dog, keeping the hips square to the front. And just do that 2 more times. So forward to plank. And back to down dog. Last time, forward to plank. And back to down dog. Lift that right leg up. Pretend like you're an octopus again. Explore a little bit. You can even bring it off to the opposite side, whatever feels good. And then switch. So the left foot lifts and steps behind the right foot to the outside. So your ankles are crossed or shins. And then 3 times forward to plank. And push back, down dog. Hip points back and up. 2 more times. And then once you're back in down dog, extend that left leg, explore with it. And come on back to downward, regular downward facing dog. And go ahead and lower your knees. If you're on the blocks, move them out of the way. Extend your right leg to plank and your left leg to plank. You can stay on your knees if that's better for you. Just explore and plank a little bit and then lower down to the mat. And bring your fingertips forward and wide. Stretch your feet long. And just really broadening the shoulders apart. Come up to a little funky cobra. So just explore a little bit here. I like to wiggle around. I just feel like I'm kind of opening the shoulder blades, opening the shoulders. Feel the low back. Lengthen through the top of the head. Just explore. And then come on back down. Curl the toes, hands by your chest. Push up to plank or to knee plank and push back, downward facing dog. You're still into exploring. You can play a little bit. And then go ahead and lower to your knees. I want everyone to grab their blocks and bring them under their hands. You can do either flat or medium. And then come up to downward facing dog there. Extend your right leg and then step it to the outside of that block. And just make sure your knee and your toes and your upper thigh are pointing the same direction. Humble pose. Explore moving your hips side to side a little bit. If it feels better to lower your back knee, please do that. And then everybody lower your back knee. Maybe lower down to your elbows. Play with letting your hip drop a little bit, maybe moving them side to side. Following the sensations, good sensations, bad sensations. And then try this. Come up on your hands, widen your left block to the left. Lift your left knee and see if you can shift forward enough. So put weight on your right foot and then slide the left foot up and through and come to a seat. Yeah, it's a stretch. And then do a little twist to your right. Don't have to do that. It's just a suggestion. And then come back, hands back on the blocks, lift the bum up, slide that foot back to a deep lunge. Move the block back in and step back, downward facing dog. Explore. And then we'll move to the other side. So extend the left leg, step it to the outside of the left block. And just kind of check here. You want to make sure things are lined up properly, but you can move the hips side to side. You can straighten and bend the front knee. You can lower the back knee. Your choice. Getting any kinks out. And then go ahead, everyone lower the back knee. Hug to the midline, maybe lower to your elbows. Still exploring if you want, or being quiet and just feeling. If you can feel all four corners of the foot engaged. Maybe broadening the knee. And then doing that funky thing only if you want. You can stay in humble pose. You come up to your hands, broaden the right block to the right, lift the right knee, and then step it through. And come into a little twist. Woo. And then coming back out of it, press into the block, slide that leg back, walk the right block back in, and step back, downward facing dog. Making sure the blocks are wide enough. Step your feet to your hands, right between the blocks. And just play there. Sometimes it feels good to move freely and explore and see what different sensations you can get. Maybe pranam a few times. Good, and then this time sweep all the way up, stretch your arms up however you want. And exhale, bring them down. Inhale, stretch them up. Maybe open your heart. And exhale, bring them down. Last time, stretch them up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. However you want to move your arms and your side body. And exhale, hands through heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, stretch them up. Exhale, fold. Your practice pranam. And fold. Inhale, sweep. Sweep them to one side. And exhale, sweep down the other side. Pranam. And fold. Step your left foot back to a deep lunge. And just explore there a little bit. Lifting the heels, stretching. Maybe straightening the front leg if that feels good. And bending. And now bend the back knee. Keep the hips square, bring your hands to your front knee. So you're coming up to crescent with the back knee bent. Challenging, you have to really hug the right hip crease back. Think low belly draws up, lengthen through the top of the head, and then go ahead and stretch through the back leg, straighten it up. See how it feels. Maybe let your arms dangle. Extend them if that's good. You can even lower the back knee if you're not feeling it today. Good, and then touch down. Good, step back. Downward facing dog. Extend the left leg and do that octopus thing. Just kind of play. Good. And then come forward to plank. Bring the knee to the left elbow. Bring it over to the right elbow. Bring it to center and step it through. Good job. And just play here, straightening, bending, feeling the hips, lifting the heel. See how your toes feel. Good. And then bending the back knee a lot. If you can find stability, bring the hands to the front knee and slowly make way your torso come up, lengthen through the top of the head. Even lower the knee a little bit more. You want, you're feeling stable. You'll have to hug the left hip crease back. Good. And then straighten the back leg as much as you can. Some people, this pulls on their back too much, so you don't have to straighten it all the way. And stretch up. Crescent. You want movement, you can, and then touch down. Step back. Downward facing dog. And play with that right leg again. So extend it and bring it anywhere that feels good. Part of it for me is flexing and pointing just to see how it feels different. Good. And then finally coming forward to a plank, but bringing the right knee towards the right elbow. Bring it towards the left elbow. Bring it to center and see if you can step it through. And then that forward, forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Whatever pranam looks like for you today. Fold. And inhale. Come on up to standing. Stretch your arms. And then however you want, bring hands to heart center. Just close your eyes for a minute. Check in. See how still you can be now. And now open your eyes, stretch your arms up, open the heart, bend the elbows, stretch back up. And this time, reach the arms forward as you bend your knees for an Utkatasana. And then bring hands to heart center. That kind of helps you balance so you get your hips back more. And then you have hands to heart center. You know, this is going to be challenging. You're going to transfer your weight to your right foot. See if you can come up on toes on the left foot. Maybe hug the heel in and then stretch that leg back and come to a deep lunge. Stretch up, crescent warrior. And you know, however you can get there is perfect with me. And then bring hands to heart center and do a little twist to your right. Elbow to the knee. kind of feeling all parts of it. And unwind. Hands. I want you to move your blocks to the side for a moment so you can step back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Maybe that's easier to say. And come forward to plank. And lower. Cobra when you're ready. And lowering back down. Push back. You can grab the blocks if you want. Downward dog. Step your feet up between the blocks. Pranam. I'm going to try and pranam to one side and then the other. Just play and then sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch them up. And then just like you did before, bend the knees, arms reach forward so you can kind of counterbalance. And then bring hands to heart center. If you didn't like the other side, you don't have to do this side. It's your practice. Put the weight on your left foot, lift your right heel, maybe hug the heel to your bum, and then step it back. Deep lunge. Find crescent warrior. You can touch the blocks too, if that helps. Stretch the arms up when you're ready. You can also lower the back knee if that's better for you today. And then hands to heart center. Engage a little twist to the left. And unwind and touch down. Step back. Downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Lift the right leg a couple inches. Bring it across the right ankle across the left. And push back. Downward facing dog. Good. Come back forward to plank. Lift the right foot up, unwind, and switch sides. Left foot lifts a few inches, bring it across, push back, downward facing dog. Back forward to plank, unwind, and regular downward facing dog. And step your feet forward, forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Turn sideways on your mat. You guys can, both turn this way and take a wide stance. Just take a moment there. And then stretch the arms up. The arc to the sides. Just play a little bit. Twist, whatever feels good. It feels different when your legs are wide like this. Good. And then go ahead and fold forward when you're ready. And just check it out here. You can bend knees so you feel like the weight's in the middle, and then kind of, I like to rock forward and back a little bit just to kind of feel, and then maybe side to side just a little bit. And then play with the position your hands are in. You can do like down dog hands or wide on the ankles, or maybe even bring the hands behind you, reaching through. Just play a little bit, see how it feels. And then come up more like a pranam and just swivel your heels in and bend your knees. And you want to make sure your toes and your kneecaps and your thighs all point the same direction. Bring your hands on your thighs and slowly come up with your torso. And see how that feels. If you're feeling stable, you can bring hands to heart center. Just keep checking. You can bend into each side a little bit, just kind of challenging yourself. Thinking low belly draws up, lengthen through the top of the head. Good. And then make your way back down. Prasarita, straighten out the heels. You can even do some twists in this position. Play a little. And then come up like a pranam again and go super slow this time. I want you to do heels in and then toes in. And then heels in and then toes in. Heels in, toes in, till you're in a forward fold. And then sweep your arms all the way up to standing. And bring hands to heart center. And turn back to the front of your mats between your blocks. And do a couple more sun salutes. So inhale, stretch it up. You can do it however you want. Just stay there for a moment, get any kinks out that you're feeling. And then when you're ready, fold forward. Pranam. And fold. Step your left foot back to deep lunge. Ground that back foot down. And then coming up, being very mindful to warrior two position. Extend the arms when you're ready. Nice. Make sure the knees tracking straight. And then if your shoulders are feeling open, just bend your left arm and bring the back of your hand to your low back. And then do a reverse warrior. If not, just stretch the arm down. Good, come back. Warrior two, and then make your way to Parsvakonasana. So either elbow to knee. The block's right there. You could do it to the block. Or if you're really feeling open, go ahead and come to the floor and then just kind of play. Maybe rounding towards the floor, maybe playing with the shoulders, playing with the arm position. Feel that back foot really grounded. You okay? Crampage. Good. And then come back to a deep lunge and step back. Downward facing dog. Just extend that right leg up and back. Play in octopus a little bit. And bring it down. Come forward to plank. And push back, downward facing dog. Extend the left leg. Play a little bit. And then step it through deep lunge. Ground the back foot down. Being mindful as you come up to warrior two. Reach forward, reach back, whatever works, feels good for you to explore a little bit. And then if you liked that reverse warrior with a hand back there, try it again, or just reach the right hand down, reverse it. And come on back. Warrior two. And Parshvakonasana, whatever variation works best for you. Either elbow to knee, hand to block, hand to floor. And then play. And then coming back to a deep lunge and step back. Downward facing dog. Oops, extend the left leg. I forgot that part. Just play a little bit. You don't have to, of course, but I like to inner and outer spiral that leg just to feel it. And then downward facing dog, and go ahead and lower your knees and come to a child's pose. And in this child's pose, I just want you to stack your hands into your forehead and see if you can become totally still except for the breath. And then moving the blocks out of the way. You can stay in child's pose if you want, or do a vinyasa with me. I'm going to come to a downward facing dog so that I can do a little vinyasa. That would be plank, chaturanga, cobra. Lower. If you want to, you can do plank to down dog or just downward facing dog. And then lower your knees and come to your elbows and interlace your hands. Press the forearms down, lift the knees, come to dolphin pose. Broadening the clavicles. Just moving forward and back, moving a little bit. However, you want to walk the feet closer, you can. You want to extend a leg, you can. Good. And walk the feet back to normal position. Lower your knees. And make your way to a downward facing dog again. I want to add one more thing. So step your feet to your hands and make sure your feet are nice and wide. Maybe turn your toes out a little bit and come down to a deep squat. And even here, you can play a little bit, just kind of exploring what you can do. If your heels are up, that's probably very normal. And then go ahead and come down to a seated position. You might have to move back a little bit so you can extend your legs long. Maybe draw the legs into the sockets a little bit. And then stretch your arms up and fold into a Paschimottanasana. And you can play here, you can do a twist here, you can just fold forward, whatever feels good. I always want you to press your heels down so you feel very stable. Good. And then come on up, bend your knees, lean back a little bit, bring your hands behind your knees, lift up to a boat pose, but this time play in boat pose. So move your arms, move your legs. Woo-hoo! Maybe lower down a little bit, lift back up. Your choice. Cross the legs. Good. And then come on down and go ahead and lay on your backs. And just take a moment there. Turn these lights off. And set up for Tatu Bandha. And just try it this way. So think I have a nice long neck, and I'm going to round my upper back, and then round my middle back, and round my low back, and then lift up. And then come down the same way. So think round upper back, lower back, press the low back down, and then the bum comes down. Then you can feel that curve come back. And do that again. So upper back, middle back, low back, lift. Maybe interlace your hands. Maybe play if you want to extend one leg and the other. You can do that, just play. You can cross an ankle over a knee, or you can just come on down and rest. It's your choice. And everybody come on down. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll side to side a little bit. And then bring your knees wide towards your armpits. Lift your heels or your feet up towards the ceiling so your knees are still bent. And then elbows on the inside, grab either the ankles or the feet for happy baby pose. Lengthen your spine. And then just play a little bit here. Maybe you bring the feet together. Maybe you straighten one leg and the other. Just kind of play with it. You can straighten both if you want. You even come into flower pose. You just play whatever feels like a good position for you here. And then bending both knees, release the feet and bring them to the mat in that wide position. So they're like on the edges. Arms in cactus. Bring both knees to the right. And just pause there and ask yourself, do I want a little more stretch? If I do, bring your right ankle and heel across the left knee. Yeah. And just feel that. And unwind and switch. So both knees to the left. And then maybe left ankle on top of right knee, if that feels like a good idea. And then unwind, bring both knees up and over to the right and to the left. And after you're evened out, hug the knees up, roll into a little ball. Your head and your shoulders are lifted. And then keep the heads and shoulders lifted as you extend the legs up towards the ceiling and reach your hands up towards your toes. Good. Now, slowly lower your right leg, lower your left leg. Keep reaching up and switch. Keep going. And then pause with both legs up and pulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards your toes, and then hug your knees in again. Relax everything down. And go ahead and stretch out for Shavasana. If you want to cover up, please do. Release, relax. My heart is a wellspring of creative ideas. I acknowledge the blessing of my abundant inner life, sourced and resourced by spirit. I am a source of healing and inspiration for myself and others. As I reach within me in a spirit of exploration and expansion, I feel my inner horizon enlarge as I recognize larger and better possibilities for myself and for the world. When I turn to myself and my inner promptings with kind attention, I find I have many ideas and inspirations about what I can do to improve the quality of life for myself and for others. I turn with delight and anticipation to my own inner voice. I listen with care to its whispered suggestions. I act on the guidance I receive, and my actions, concrete and well-intentioned, alter the quality of the life I lead and the life that others lead with me. My inner life blesses my outer world. And thoughts from Julia Cameron's Book of Blessings. Where you get to decide how you come back, what movements would feel good, what breath would feel good. And just take your time coming back to this room, to this body, to a seated position. Just move slowly. And finding yourself in a seated position, you can just do any movements that feel good here. And at the end of the day today, ask yourself, what did I do for my mind, my body, my spirit, my relationships, my creativity, my passion? You did some unconventional yoga, that's one thing. Please bring hands to heart center. And I bow to the unique and creative spirit in each of you. Truly appreciate you guys. Namaste. For practicing. Appreciate it.